Hello and welcome. So back in January, I did these two paintings right here. One with paint that we were pretty sure was not light fast based on my light fast testing, and one with paint that appeared to be light fast. And it's only been just over 3 months since I did those paintings, and I cannot wait to show you the results. You will be shocked. So I had both paintings, here's the other one, sneak peek, in the window, and I noticed between January and April, the window I had them in, it only got sun in the afternoon, so probably 5 hours of sun every day, but it was full sun, so that's no joke. But it wasn't all day sun, and the painting still did not survive. So let's move down to the desk and I'll show you some things up close and personal. Okay, we're here on the desk, and before I show you the paintings, I want to refresh your memory with what they used to look like right when I was done painting with them. So I'm putting that up on the screen right here. Okay, so the one on the left is the Schpirerr-Farben paint. I guess I should have mentioned that in the beginning. We compared the Schpirerr-Farben paint, which they claimed that they're made in a factory with very well-known, very light, fast paint, and theirs is the same quality without the horrible price tag. One thing I will give Schpirerr-Farben is that they are really fun to paint with. They're very easy, they re-wet nicely, but the results are crazy. And the other one I used was Paul Rubens. So before I show this to you, let me show you the swatches that I had in the window. So these have been in the window about a year and a half, just under a year and a half. So this is the Schpirerr-Farben paint right here. The one on the left, obviously, was the one in the window. This was in the drawer. So you can see that we've lost all the top 3 colors, and basically those don't even look recognizable. I would say that these 3 paints right here and the black are probably light fast, because a year and a half in the window, and to my human eye, I don't see any fading. I can't tell if the camera is showing that differently. Sometimes when I do these things, I get comments like, "You're blind if you couldn't see that fading." Well, sometimes that fading doesn't show up to me looking here, but the camera picks it up completely differently, and it does look like things have faded, but that's just that camera human eye discrepancy thing. I don't know what it is. Regardless, this is what I'll tell you again at the end about this. This was in the drawer, and it looks like it's fading on the edges, which is interesting. The drawer is completely out of the sun. Like, it's a wood dresser drawer. They have no way for sun to get in there. It's kind of curious what's going on with that. And I only noticed that in the purple, so I don't know. Alternatively, here is the Paul Rubens paint. This has also been in the window, this left side, for a year and a half. And to my human eye, I see 0 fading on these. That's impressive, guys. This is, like I said, those winter months, I guess there was only like 5 or so hours of sunshine over in that window, but the summer months, and this has been through a full summer, spring, fall, I mean, it's been, like I said, nearly a year and a half. In the summer months, we get way more sunshine over on that window. So hours and hours. So basically starting in April, we started getting, shoot, I don't even know, there's probably 8 hours of sunlight in that window. No fading. That's the point. So let's look at these paintings. These paintings have only been 3 months. That's it. 3 months. Not a year and a half like these. 3 months. Here's the Paul Rubens. Still looks pretty good to me. And here's the Schpirerr-Farben. Ah! Wow, guys. After only 3 months. Can you believe it? 3 months. So I think even if you had a painting on a wall that's not even in direct sunlight for most of the time, I think the UV would definitely affect that. And we should probably test that at some point on this channel, just hanging a painting just in the house in general, like where I would normally hang a painting. It would be kind of fun to see what happens to paint like this. I'll have to get it back from my daughter-in-law, however, because I did give it back to her after I borrowed it from her to do this. So once we set her up with her own light fast paints, maybe I can keep that paint for a while and do another test on that. So that would be really fun, but holy moly. So let me put these up side by side for you on the screen. So this is the Schpirerr-Farben before that I'm putting up on the screen right now. And after And then I'll put them side by side. And the Paul Rubens before and after, and side by side. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. This is very intriguing. However, this coming up in my calendar did remind me that I had a whole slew of paint that I have not done these light fast swatches and gotten in the window yet. So I'm going to do that with you guys and just chat with you about the different brands that I'm doing as I do them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, so grab your hot drink or your water and just hang out with me for a bit. And there are puppies at the end. Yes, I took a video of adorable puppies for you guys because my niece's dog had the puppies, and so my husband might be getting one. That's up to him. I don't want one, but they are adorable, and I love visiting with them. So definitely stay tuned to the end if you want to see puppies. In the meantime, back to watercolor. Did I say watercolor? I meant gouache. We're starting with gouache. And the first brand is the Artex Gouache, and I believe the same company makes these that is the Himimiya gouache and all of those. Basically, they're all the same, I think. So I have used these a lot at home, and then I brought them to my intermediate watercolor class for them to all try. I think I may have mentioned that to you guys at some point. I don't remember, but it's kind of interesting using these for these swatching and then moving after this right into the M. Graham gouache, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I find these really fun to use. A couple of them are already getting dry. Like every time I open this, I have to respray it. So I did order some liquid glycerin. I did have one of you tell me to hold off on that though, and maybe just use water. They're concerned about losing the matte quality of them. And moving on to the M. Graham gouache. Now this was where I was like, oh, there's a huge difference between the Artex and the M. Graham. The M. Graham is just like buttery smooth, applies easily, hardly have to use water, and when you do, it just works beautifully. So yeah, that was interesting. I was all happy with the Artex, and then I opened these and I'm like, oh, oops. And this one is my Roman Szmal, and the reason I have paper over some of them is because I already have those ones in the window. And so I just want to swatch the new colors that I've gotten recently. So if you want to see all of these things featured on my channel, just go to my videos and search for Roman Szmal or Artex or M. Graham, because I've featured all of this on my channel at some point. And real quick, I do give you guys an extra video over on my Patreon site. So if you are interested in extra videos from me, you might go check that out. I'll link that in the description box below. I also send out original or print postcards and give you some other goodies and bonuses. So re-swatching these Roman Szmal paints made me remember how much I love them, and I can't wait to use them again. Now we move on to the Prodigal Sons. Now these are very special paints. With the exception of the 3 Naples yellows that I bought, these are very granulating. So they're like super granulating, probably more so than the Schmincke super granulating paints, at least in some cases. And they're just beautiful. I enjoy working with them, and I'm looking for ways to incorporate them into my other regular watercolor work, because I have used these as standalone paintings, and it is challenging because they're so super granulating. You have to find the right subject matter, which I find fun to try and do, but it'll be fun to incorporate them into my regular paintings. After this, I had a random bottle of Winsor & Newton Naples Yellow and a random bottle of Turner Scarlet Gouache. Both of those are gouache. And then we move on to the White Nights, and I'm showing you the mixing chart I did over on my Patreon site with you guys, and now I'm swatching all of these because I don't have these in the window yet. I also have a bunch of new paints I'm going to have to do the same process with, so definitely subscribe if you're new down below and you don't want to miss me opening and using a bunch of new supplies. I received them all between January and now, and it's very exciting, very fun, and I have to get to all of them, so we have a lot of fun stuff coming up on the channel. After I finish the White Nights, I will move on to the Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus paints, and I did get the Hydrus ones because it claims they're light fast, so I will be really curious to pull these out of the window in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. I might skip the 9 months, probably do 3 months, 6 months, and a year, and then keep on keeping them in the window and see how long they can last. It was really fun doing these swatches because this paint is so incredibly deep, if that's how you want to say it. Like, a little bit of it goes a really long way, and you get a huge color payout. So I have a blank page in my sketchbook across from these P.H. Martin swatches that I have to do a painting on, and I'm excited to get to it now. And I had some random paints in my liquid paints category, so I did the De La Rowney Aqua Fine ones and the Liquitex acrylic inks. And I realized later I used my watercolor brush for that, and I'm like, oops. I also had Sennelier Abstract Acrylic ink in 3 colors, and I did receive more of that from Kimberly, but we haven't gotten to that yet, so I'm only featuring in this video what we have opened together on the channel and used. It was interesting coming from the P.H. Martins to the De La Rowney. The De La Rowney are very, muted. There's not a very big payout in those, in my opinion. These are the Marabu Graphix Aqua inks, and they are super fun also. So I had just as much fun with these basically as I did the P.H. Martins. You can see the color is not as deep with these. They're just different. They're different than each other. But these are on my list to get to again eventually. I have that vase where I pull out supplies so that I don't just randomly forget about something. So every art supply I own is in this vase, and these are the pearlescent ones. So you can't tell on video here, but they're shiny. And then the Schminke palette, which I completely mess up in the next video, so stay tuned if you don't want to miss that. Yeah, that's going to be interesting for you guys. But anyway, I'm swatching it now because I didn't know I was going to completely mess it up in the next video. But anyway, these colors will be in the window, so I won't have to redo them, at least if I didn't want to. And this little palette is one I made myself, and I did it on the channel, just like everything else you're seeing in here, so definitely go check it out if you want to see these other videos. Up next is my Holbein acrylic gouache. So one is labeled Acro Gouache, and one is labeled acrylic gouache. And all the colors, with the exception of the black and white, well, they may even be different too, because one's called jet black, one's called permanent black, one's called titanium white, one's called primary white. Oh, I don't know if that was permanent black or it's primary black. Sorry, I said permanent, but it's primary black. So all different colors. So I have 10 different colors in Holbein acrylic gouache. And this stuff is super nice to use too. It's like creamy and wonderful. It had a great feel to it. But then starts the arduous task of cutting every single swatch card in half, because one half goes in the window, one half goes in the drawer, but I did finish it up. Well, that was sure interesting. Currently, Paul Rubens paint is so affordable. Make sure you're getting the professional grade though, and not the student grade, because that one's still undergoing testing. It's not done yet. In fact, yep, it is in the window. Phew, I was like, I did all those light fast tests today, and I'm like, did that one? Was that one? It wasn't in today's, so I'm like, hopefully it's in the window already, and I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure I saw it up there. Anyway, if it were me, I would definitely go for the Paul Rubens, even for my sketchbook, over this. So I gave this paint to my daughter-in-law, and I need to replace it. Even for her sketchbook, I don't know that she should be using it, because the one that was in the drawer, like I already told you guys, has some fading around the edges too, and I think that's kind of strange. So we're going to replace her paint, and I'll probably use some of that extra paint that I was gifted in that one box that I will link up there in case you guys missed that. We are going to find her some good light fast paint, because I did give the Paul Rubens set to my other daughter-in-law, my son's girlfriend, so she's set, but daughter-in-law number 1 needs some good paint. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this fascinating and that you enjoyed all that swatching. That took like 5 hours, holy moly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed yourself and found this very interesting, because I sure did. I love things like this. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. They're so cute. They're 4 weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aww. As of yesterday.
Aww. They can amble. Where's he going? Aw.
Ow. Hey, your teeth are sharp, dude.
I'm cry. What an hungry little girl.
Lucy, don't you want to see
Of course, when I get the camera out, the little growling stops. That was so cute, though.
Lucy, kid, you're usually like way more chill.